James Gunn has been doing a lot of press recently. In the past couple days, he's been saying a lot. So Darkseid is not the villain in the next Superman movie, which we all kind of basically knew because when he shared the picture of the script, it's a lot of brains everywhere. People think it's going to be Brainiac. And I think that's a pretty good idea because it's a story of Superman and Lex Luthor needing to team up together begrudgingly to go after the big bad. And everybody thinks that's going to be Brainiac because Brainiac is a huge villain. And that would be one of the few times where I think that would be needed to team up with both of them. But he said that Darkseid is not the main villain, which we all pretty much basically knew. And he's been in talks to do Constantine 2 with Keanu Reeves. Which, if you haven't seen Constantine, look, it's not that comic accurate in the way that he's not British, he's not blonde, and all those things. But Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves. He's fantastic. He's amazing as Constantine. That movie was amazing. But it was a cult classic, and not a lot of people watched it when it first came out, which is why we haven't gotten a sequel in so long. But Keanu Reeves has said that, they're working on a script. James Gunn says that he hasn't read a script, but he's there in talks. He says, I have not read any script yet. But there's in talks. Keanu Reeves says they're working on one. He said that a long time ago, though. So I doubt the movie would come out anytime soon. But James Gunn, he's been talking about a lot of stuff, especially also the future of the DCU. Because if you don't know, Warner Brothers has put itself up for sale, pretty much. They put a for sale sign on their studio. I don't know why, because they're making money. But other studios like Paramount are offering to buy Warner Brothers, and there's been some talk that it may or may not happen, which would be kind of sad because James Gunn is like, look, when James Gunn got hired for to be co-CEO of DC Studios, they made like a 10-year layout of projects that would be chapter 1 of Gods and Monsters, which would start with Superman. He says we have plans to do stuff for years to come. And with the most recent one in the DCU being Supergirl and Clayface coming out next year, and then Man of Tomorrow. But then he said after that, so he said the plans go significantly further than Man of Tomorrow. So whether or not he'll be able to do that, that depends on a lot of stuff. So, I don't know why they would get rid of him. If they do buy Warner Brothers and get rid of James Gunn, I don't know why they would get rid of James Gunn, because then they have to just reboot it all over again, which and the audience does not want to reacclimate themselves to a new Superman, a new Lois, a new Lex. Like we don't really want to emotionally invest in a new set, because the DC has started over. If that would happen, it would start over like 3 times in the span of the MCU not starting over once. And I've seen people say that they do want James Gunn out, which I understand that if you didn't like the Superman movie, but I freaking love the Superman movie. It was a great, fun time that was a symbol of hope, which was a good thing that the DC needed after so much grudge and gritty, really hopeless types of stories. Of course, he also said that there was an Arkham Asylum HBO series that was in the talks and that never ended up happening, which I kind of agree. It felt like nobody had a real plan for it. But James Gunn's been going crazy. But, if you have thoughts on any of these things, please let me know down in the comments below, because there's so much to unpack with all this stuff. But let me know your guys' thoughts. And if you like the video, subscribe, comment down below. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye.